Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Hockey Mountain High podcast. I'm Griffin Youngs, joined by Christian Bolle. As always, March is a very fun time of the year, isn't it? Like once you get to mid-March, March Madness starts, and then you get the home stretch to the playoffs and everything. It's so much fun, right? Especially when your bracket falls apart and the Avalanche keep losing to the Stars in the most frustrating way possible.
Yeah, before we dive too much deeper into that, I was bummed UMBC lost. When was that? Tuesday? We didn't get the Michigan-UMBC matchup. Michigan just absolutely dog-walked Howard. They would have done the same thing to UMBC. They're just too big, too skilled. But shame we didn't get to see it.
You are such a nice person because I have been prepping all day to gaslight you into saying that I never said any of that. But you're not even going to shit talk me because you're too nice to do.
No,
that.
I mean, like it's okay. I mean, UMBC, I did feel like they got a lot more hate online than they should have. Like it's just
I know our social media admin. He's loving it. He was one of my old mentors in college. Yeah. He is loving this right now.
Yeah, I mean it was fine. Michigan just dog walked. They'll dog walk all the way to the Final Four, and we'll be good. But March Madness is elite time. It's moments like this where I love having my man cave, where typically like the Avs usually play opening night of March Madness, it always seems, and I have to have on my man cave like just one hockey game and 3 basketball games going around. But the Avs got the day off. I was off today, so I watched a lot of basketball, and it was great. It was great. And like you were saying with the Avs, it's getting to the point when you're playing the Stars that you just I'm pissed that they lost. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm upset, but like, what can you complain about? They did everything right in that game. Everything. It was near perfection, and they still lost. Yeah. Like, you just have to shrug your shoulders. Like, you can be mad, stomp, and do all these things, but they played a really good hockey game last night. Jake Ottinger stole the game for the Stars, man. Like, that's hockey sometimes. It's the stupidest sport, but I love it.
I think this is like just the most frustrating kind of loss because you're not even allowed to be fully frustrated by it. This would be so much easier if the Stars had just won in overtime. Yep. Like if they had just somehow won that game, if Robertson scored on that wrapper, much easier conversation. I can't get myself to that level for shootouts. I can't. I've said this. I'm not going to go on the rant because I do it literally every time, but it's a fake result. And it's just, all 3 of these games against the Stars have gone to shootouts this year. You have not gotten a real result in any of the 3 games. You've gotten incredibly high-quality hockey, but it's the thing I sent you earlier today that was done by, I forget the guy's name.
Bamboozle, my old troll.
Bamboozle. Very
outgrew me, though. He got too big as a troll. He doesn't troll me anymore. He's bigger. Like, he outgrew me as a troll.
But like very outspoken Stars fans who put out the stat of in the past 10 games, including the playoffs and this regular season, the Avalanche are 2-5 when recording more expected goals than Dallas. So in 7 games, the Avalanche have, in a sense, outplayed the Stars. They have won 2 of them.
Yep.
Conversely, when the Stars have more expected goals, the Avalanche have won 2 of them. So they have a better win percentage when they get outplayed by the Stars. Like there comes a certain point where you're just like, I don't know. They were the better team than the Stars in this game. The Stars had 14 shots in regulation. The Avs finished the game with 34.
32? Yeah, 34, 32.
Yeah, 34. They had 31 at the end of regulation. And they scored on the power play. That's the big thing. Scott Wedgwood, fantastic tonight. They 5-on-5. Pretty dominant, and yet you still walk out of here losing. It is the most frustrating result because you're not even allowed to be that frustrated.
Like, I knew we were headed to overtime with about 15 minutes left in the third period. I'm like, this game's going to overtime. Like, there's no point. Like, can we just fast forward? Like, these teams, Dallas, to their credit, they didn't produce a lot offensively last night. They were awesome defensively. They were phenomenal. They did a great job in transition shutting down the Avs. The Avs still had chances because that's just how potent the Avs are. But the Stars did a fantastic job defensively. that D pair of Myers and Bischel is just it's mass humanity. Like, how are you supposed to beat those guys in the net front battle? Like, I don't know how you do it. Essa Lindell is awesome. Like, I hate how good Essa Lindell is. I hate it. Like, he robs. Nazem Kadri had a wide open net. The puck was right there, and somehow Essa Lindell gets his stick on the puck and prevents the Avs from taking the lead with like 4 minutes left. It's just, you just tip your cap to the Stars. They went out. They had a game plan. They're shorthanded just like the Avs are. They executed it to perfection, and Jake Ottinger stood on his head.
Yeah. I get, like, this is the thing with coin flips. You go to a shootout last game against Dallas, granted a much more high action game, but you went to a shootout. The Avs won that coin flip, and we all come here and be like, what a win, season altering performance, the kind of win that can lock up the division. And here you are, Dallas has lost one game since then, and the Avalanche have struggled in recent games, and you lose this shootout, and now we're like, well, it's the division leads down to 2. Everything's falling apart. They're gonna blow the lead, which again, I don't even know what to say to that game.
Just shrug your shoulders, man.
We have literally seen it 5 times at this point, where the Avalanche have a better game, but the better they play, the better odds apparently that the Stars are just gonna win it. So I guess for the next one in Dallas in a couple of weeks, just play like shit and just see where that takes you, because apparently playing well doesn't work.
And it's we've talked about it ad nauseum with the Stars. I hate their guts. I hate everything about the Stars, but God damn it, I respect them, man. Like, that's just a really good hockey team. They're a really
you
good
want to be
team.
like, oh, well, in a 7-game series, there's not going to be any shootouts, and if the Avalanche are outplaying like that, surely they're going to win 4 times, right? Are they? Against any other team? Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Against the Stars, man, like, it just makes no sense. The only goal the Stars get in this game is an insane bounce off the post. I have never seen the Avs score that.
No, ever. Like, that was as square of a post you can hit. And usually you see those bounce off the goalie and go, this bounced directly to Jason Robertson, who had just all the time in the world. And Wedgwood almost made the save. He almost made it. And that's the one goal the Stars get. It's the one.
I mean, you can't blame the defense. They only give up 14 shots in regulation. You can't blame Wedgwood. He was damn near perfect outside of a perfect bounce. The offense can't finish. You get one more. You finish this game. And yes, Jake Ottinger made some outstanding saves. I'm not going to take away from his amazing performance.
His sleeve saved one.
His sleeve. Again, how?
Yeah.
I just once I would love.
Sleeve.
Yeah, I would love to see that happen for the Avs at one point.
Because even if he makes that save on McKinnon, usually you'd think like maybe a rebound pops up. The puck went up his sleeve, and the Avs had numbers. It was in his sleeve. What are we talking about here, man? Like, it's just you shrug your shoulders, man. Like, it sucks that they lost that game. It sucks. But God, I can't come on here and complain about a lot, man. They played so good compared to how they had played against Winnipeg and Pittsburgh. Like, that was the team I wanted to see. And in the best game that you play, you lose.
Yeah. And then you look at on paper, they've lost 4 of their last 5. They've lost 3 in a row against Winnipeg. That Pittsburgh game, I'm sure we'll touch on it in a little bit. This Dallas game takes precedent, obviously. It was 7-2. Like, that was an embarrassment of a performance. And you lose this game to Dallas in your 3rd shootout against them this year, where just you look at it and say, well, Dallas is 2-0-1 against the Avs. They're all shootouts. They're all they're all coin flips. The Avs could have very.
What is the difference in goals for? Is it's Dallas has one more goal for because of the shootout goal winner?
I forget. Do shootout results count for goals for?
I can't remember.
I don't think they do, because no one gets credit for that goal.
Right. So they're tied. The season series is tied goals scored.
Yeah. So it is 9-9 in goals in this series right now. And you look at what the Avs did with the Wild. 2 of those games went to shootouts. So you've had 5 of 7 games against your most important opponents and in shootouts. That's how thin the margins are with these guys. The Avs are having a historic season. It is being completely overshadowed by the fact that Dallas is also having a historic season right now, where the Avalanche have 98 points. Their next win is going to put them at 100 points and guarantee them a spot in the playoffs with basically 14 games to go. in the regular season.
Maybe they could take their foot off the gas. No, we're going to have to go pedal to the metal the entire time.
Any other season, any other division, they would be coasting to the finish line right now. You look around the league, they would have 6 points on Carolina right now with a game in hand. They would. You look at Buffalo, they would have 8 points on them with a game in hand. And then you get to the Pacific Division, where they would have 20 points on Anaheim with a game in hand.
Yeah.
One of those things doesn't really fit.
No, it doesn't. And it's just like I said, man, I fucking hate the Stars, man. I fucking hate them. But God damn it, they're good, man. They're just fucking good.
Mean, there's only so many times you can see this game. We have seen this exact result happen so many times. I wouldn't say Jake Ottinger's a top 3 goalie in the NHL.
When he plays the Avs, he is.
But when he plays the Avs, he just because sometimes he sucks against them too. Yeah. Sometimes he gives up 4 goals against them. Yep. Once or twice a year, he just has the most unbelievable game, and it started 5 years ago or something, where he just has these unbelievable performances against the team. And this was just one of those nights for him again. But you also look at the Avs, they've got to find some of their finish here. Over the last several games, they get 1 garbage time goal against Winnipeg. They only get 2 goals against Pittsburgh, none in the last 40 minutes, where again it was 4-2 after the first period. They score nothing the rest of the way and get outscored 3-0. And this game against Dallas, they get a power play goal, which awesome. They went 1 for 2 on the power play. Again, remove all of the context. I tell you, they went 50% on the power play in this game. Scott Wedgwood only let in 1 goal.
You go 2 for 2 on the penalty kill.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. You think they're losing that game? No. But this is just that night where they just couldn't put the puck in the back of the net. And it's not to say they did everything perfectly. They didn't. Marty Necas did not have a good game, in my opinion.
Marty wasn't great. I thought McKinnon they both got stifled by the Dallas defense. They did a good job shutting down the top line.
McKinnon has just been so frustrating over this pretty much since January, because he's been phenomenal. Sometimes he's just been all right. He has the assist on the power play goal in this game. There is a positive. It's great to see that Kel McCarr can score on Jake Ottinger on the power play. That's an improvement.
Yeah, and then you hit the post on it. He hit the post so square. So square.
You got one. I don't know. To ask Kel McCarr to beat Jake Ottinger twice might be asking too much.
He hit the post so square on that one. It was the place was ready to erupt, man. The atmosphere in Ball Arena was awesome. They should have won that game. They should have won that fucking game, man. They should have won it. But it's just do you think the analytic people who look at these games just go if you're a hockey purist and you go analytics have ruined the game, just show them the Avs and Stars over the past 10 games and they'll be like, see, that's just hockey right there. And the analytics people will be like, well, the Avs should have won all 8 of them. And they did hockey purists to be like, they didn't.
It is just so funny to think about the context of the 10 games they have played. There's only been 1 of them where the Stars have outplayed them and won the game. Yeah. The other 9, the Avalanche have either won or outplayed them completely. Yep. And you shrug your shoulders and you tell yourself again, well, in a 7-game series, those results are not going to keep up.
And I would just say, go back and watch the playoff series last year. We dominated the Stars that entire series, and we still
at 5-on-5.
At 5-on-5.
Yes.
We dominated that series 5-on-5. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But again, the Avalanche, without Gabe Landeskog, without Arturi Lehkonen, without Logan O'Connor, without Ross Colton, Dallas missing, I'd say, an equivalent amount of players. So that's not an excuse for this game. No. I wouldn't say. They're missing Rope Hintz. They're missing Mikko Rantanen. They're missing other Sagan's out for the whole season. They're missing someone else I'm blanking on off the top of my head. Shit. But the point being is it's been pretty apparent for a while now the Avs need bodies back. Where getting Nazem Kadri has been great, but throwing him up on the top line and leaving him there was not the plan. That's not what we wanted to do with him. And there is that realism coming to you well, he is 35. He has been great. Like, he has the setup for Cale Makar on the power play goal, but there's only so much that's going to do for you. Nick Waugh has been great, but there's only so much he can do when they're missing a guy on every line. And we mentioned this off rip right before we started. The playoffs might just be as simple of, if Gabe Landeskog is playing, they're going to win. If he's out, they might not even win that series that they're in, let alone make a run.
Yeah. Gabe Landeskog has surpassed, like, I forget who asked the question of who the Avs' most important player is.
It's Landeskog.
It's Gabe. It's not even a question anymore. It's Gabe.
I don't even know what other evidence you need to see other than just the record. He goes out in January, team crashes immediately. They come back from the Olympic break hot. He gets hurt, and then they win 2 games since then. Like, it is a genuine losing record without him for a team that otherwise wins like every night.
Yep. Like, they need Gabe back. And the good news is, it sounds like he has a potential to play tonight by the time you're listening to this in Chicago. It sounds like he is probably going to play. And here's the thing with Gabe. I kind of just want to wrap him in bubble wrap until the playoffs start. Because, again, like, I want to win the division. I want to get home ice. But like you said, if they don't have Gabe for the playoffs, they aren't winning the Stanley Cup. I don't care about anything, about matchups. If they don't have Gabe, they aren't winning the Stanley Cup. I know he wants to play, but, like, there might come a point where, like, it's like 3 games left of the season. I don't know if, like, they're not going to rest him, but you need him healthy.
They can't. They're in a position where they have 98 points with 14 games to go, and they can't even entertain the idea of resting people because Dallas doesn't lose. I mean, like, you look at, like, oh, the Avs are going to blow that lead. I'm looking as, thank God they won as many games as they did early in the season, because otherwise Dallas would be running away with this.
Yep, it would be. So it's just, it sucks that you have this amazing start and we're 2 months later and you're holding on. But is this not just the exact same thing Dallas did last year to Winnipeg? Didn't they, like, Winnipeg jumped out to that big lead, Dallas caught them late or came close to, and then Winnipeg pulled away at the last minute? Isn't that, like, exactly what happened?
Finish. Well, Winnipeg finished with a 10-point lead. They finished with 116 points. Dallas finished with 106. I hate that they don't give you, okay, they give you a count. Let's go to April 1st.
Yeah, I want to say, like,
it was a 4-point lead.
Yep.
And Dallas had a game in hand with 2 weeks left to go in the season because Dallas had won 6 in a row.
So, like, Dallas is doing this, and they're going to keep doing this. And I don't expect them to lose again. I just don't. Like, I'm in the terrible spot where I'm going to be cheering for the Minnesota Wild tomorrow. Or is it tomorrow or is it Saturday? I think it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday. I am going to be cheering for the Minnesota Wild hard. Very hard in that game. Like, it's for Minnesota especially. I do, like, I don't feel bad for Minnesota, but it does suck. They're having this great year. They have 90 points, and they're going to start the playoffs on the road, no matter what.
Well, according to Gary Bettman, that's not a problem. So
yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll save that for later. And Gary Bettman, just his wise comments as always. Yeah. But yeah, so Dallas's upcoming schedules, they have a back-to-back of Minnesota and Vegas, on the road against Minnesota, then at home against Vegas. So a back-to-back with travel. Then they have a bunch of Eastern Conference opponents: New Jersey, the Islanders, Pittsburgh, Philly. So 2 of 4 in the playoffs. Then finish it up with Boston for a 5-game. Is that how math works? No, the New Jersey's at home. The next 4 are on the road. But then they have Winnipeg, Colorado again, Calgary, Minnesota, Rangers, finish the season on the road against Toronto and Buffalo. So, like, there's a couple of games that they'll probably drop along the way. Not enough to say that the Avs, like, can coast
their way
at all. But you also look at the Avs' upcoming schedule, and not a lot of games they can really justify dropping coming up, especially having dropped Winnipeg and Pittsburgh. Again, not saying Pittsburgh is bad. You lost 7-2, though, and you are better than them. On home ice, those should not be points you are dropping at this point in the year. They're playing Chicago today by the time you're listening to this. They're going to Washington and then Pittsburgh with time in between. Like, these are not back-to-back situations. So Chicago, Washington, Pittsburgh, finish the road trip in Winnipeg. I'm sorry. I don't care that you have trouble in Winnipeg. You need to get that back.
Yep.
Like those are all games I look at and go 2 points. They need to be wins. You need to start going on a run here because you have the home and home with Winnipeg. Then it's at home, Calgary, Vancouver before you play Dallas again. I'm not kidding. Like, I don't see a single situation where you should be dropping points in that stretch other than the road of Winnipeg, but you already blew the game up there. Like, you got to get these back, especially if you're getting guys back. You need to go on a run.
That's the whole thing. Like, this 4-game road trip is going to tell me everything I need to know about how these last 14 games are going to go. Because they should win every single one.
Yeah. I'm going to go through this real quick, and I'm just going to count the teams that are currently in the playoffs. Chicago, no. Washington, no. Pittsburgh, yes. Winnipeg, twice, no. Calgary, Vancouver, no. Dallas, yes. So that brings us to 2. St. Louis is not. Calgary is not. Vegas and Edmonton are. So that brings us to 4 playoff opponents in your last 10 games.
Yeah.
Or 14 games. And maybe Seattle by the last game of the season will be in there. So maybe 5. So 9 of your games are against non-playoff opponents.
Yeah, you need to win 9 games.
Yeah, 8 of 9. Yeah, I'll go. Hockey's weird. You'll lose 1. I'll give you 8 of 9. But it seems like the murderer's row has passed.
Yes,
and now you need to start, especially if you're getting Landeskog back. If you're finally getting LOC back, Colton, we'll see if he's back next game or in the near future. If you're getting those 3 guys back. I love Lecky, but he should not be the one that prevents you from getting those points.
Right. I agree. Like it's going to be like Landeskog coming back, O'Connor coming back is going to help tremendously. Lecky is going to help tremendously as well, just for vibes. Like
but that's probably an end of the season one.
Yeah. So you're still he was skating though, wasn't he? He was at the morning skates, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure.
I think so, but just all the timelines I've heard have him at earliest the end of March.
Yeah, no, I'm not expecting him back, but it's a good sign that he's already skating. So, like, I feel pretty confident about that. Logan O'Connor, I will be surprised if he doesn't play 2 times. Like, if he doesn't play by Washington, I will be surprised.
I just like when it comes to LOC, it's just like it's been so long. I don't even want to put like a timetable on him. But if like by the time you're playing Winnipeg at home, if he's not back, then you got a problem.
Yeah. I think way Bednar's talking, like it doesn't sound like he's going to do a conditioning stint. He's going on the road trip. I'd be surprised if he doesn't play on this road trip. I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4-game road trip, and it sounded like he's been close for 2 weeks.
Yeah. So unless something crazy happens, like would it surprise you if he plays tomorrow?
It wouldn't surprise me, no. I'm not expecting it, but I won't be shocked by it.
Yeah, like they need him back desperately. Like the bottom 6 is missing that punch right now, and Logan O'Connor is going to. If there's one thing Logan O'Connor does, healthy or not, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah,
all gas, no brakes.
And let's look at big picture. What have I been saying about Dallas and how good they are since like December, and how the fact that the Avs can't pull away from these guys? That's not a bad thing. Especially when you think about ramping up towards the playoffs. You've seen it plenty of times where a team just kind of coasts in to the playoffs for the most part, and they have trouble ramping it back up. If you're getting the Avs in that playoff mood of like this game matters going into the late season, they're not going to have to ramp it back up when they play San Jose or Seattle or LA in the first round. It's like that 22 team is one of the very few ones I can remember that like just blatantly got away with it because they were so much better than everybody else that it didn't matter. But it's not a bad thing that Dallas is keeping you on your toes. Like, granted, you want to win this race. You want to be able to get home ice. I do enjoy that this conversation is not about winning the President's Trophy. It's about winning
the division.
Yeah, it's about having home ice. It's about winning the West and making sure that all 3 games have gone to a shootout. I imagine these teams are just going to go back and forth in the playoffs. You want Game 7 on your home ice. And that might sound counterintuitive considering you've lost both on home ice, but shootouts, not real. So that's it. You tried Game 7 in Dallas, didn't work. You got to have that one on home ice. That matters a lot. Yeah. But also, you can also cope and say that, well, if Dallas wins the President's Trophy, that's their problem now.
Yeah, I don't really care about the President's Trophy. I just want home ice, man.
It is funny because the Avs, if they don't win the division and by extension the President's Trophy, everyone's going to be pissed. If they do win the President's Trophy, everybody's going to be pissed because you can't win.
Yeah. I don't know. The big picture for me is it's just get everyone healthy, get these bodies back, and just start playing. Play like you played against Dallas, and you'll beat every one of those teams we just talked about.
Because again, to your point, the defense against Pittsburgh,
phenomenal. Against Pittsburgh was terrible. Sorry. I thought you were saying against Dallas. My bad.
No. That's my point. Against Dallas, it was great. So you followed up one of your worst defensive performances of the entire, like an embarrassingly bad defensive performance, and had a fantastic one against Dallas. So I love to see that bounce back. But now your offense has to respond.
Yep. And I look at it where the game against Pittsburgh, I guess we can just talk about it real quick. Probably one of the worst games the Avs have played in like the last 5 years.
Definitely up there. It's like the thing is like, I don't know. It just, the scoreboard, I think, makes it look a little worse than it should have been. Like, it was a goaltending nightmare in this game, a defensive nightmare in this game. It was 4-2 after the first period, but they just had.
Was awesome for Pittsburgh too.
Oh yeah, he was great.
He was good. It was a defensive just nightmare, and you heard McKinnon talk about it afterwards. Like, they didn't look very good going 11-7. They just didn't. And we talked about it after the Winnipeg game, I think, where it's just like they're just not an 11-7 team. You would think with McKinnon and them getting more ice time, it just doesn't work. And McKinnon brought it up afterwards where he's like, no one really gets like the chemistry build. There's no cohesion. And wouldn't you know it, they go 12-6 against Dallas, and the defense goes back to what we've seen for majority of the year.
Yeah, just 11-7 doesn't work.
And I don't think that's anything bad about Blankenburg. Like, I don't think Nick Blankenburg is to blame for them being bad in those games. It's just when you're mixing up your D pairs every single shift, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Again, it's just nothing worked in this game. You start out this game and Wedgwood gives up, what was it, 3 goals on 5 shots in this game, and Blackwood didn't fare any better. He gives up 4 goals before the night is out, and they were just down immediately. They got no saves in this game. The defense was just absolutely horrific in every way. It was embarrassing. It's the kind of game that needed to be a wake-up call. And if they had won this game against Dallas like they should have, we would look at it as a big wake-up call. But now, just because that game didn't go their way, it's even more frustrating.
Yep. So you flush that game against Pittsburgh, and I like the response. I thought the response from the Avs against Dallas was good. But that you can't get caught in a look-ahead spot playing Dallas when Pittsburgh, who we both agree, like, I don't think they're a great team, but they play well, and they win. So like they just kick the shit out of you. So I can't really say anything bad about Pittsburgh. It's just, for me, I look at that game and you just go, that was a horrendous effort, a horrendous everything, and you need to respond against Dallas. And if the shootout goes your way, we're coming on here, like you said, being like, great response.
If a puck doesn't go up Jake Ottinger's sleeve, like we're coming on here with a completely different attitude. But the reality is that the division lead is down to 2, and now you've got to really start to go on a run here, because you can't rely on Dallas to lose any games. You need to get healthy. Again, like, even the Pittsburgh game, power play was terrible in that game. It was one of the worst it's ever been. But then they scored on the first one against Dallas. Because again, just, God, that game is so frustrating because they did so many things right that you wanted them to do, and it just didn't matter.
Yep. I loved the power play against Dallas. As bad as it was against Pittsburgh, against Dallas, they had the puck in the zone of the 4 minutes of the power play, 3 minutes and 40 seconds of it? Like, they were whipping the puck around, and McCarr gets 1 goal, and then you have just a bad post on the second one. Like, they were creating chances. They were good. Like, they were creating so many things. It's just, that second power play was probably one of the best power plays they've had all year.
Yep.
Like, from top to bottom, they did everything right on that power play. Just couldn't score.
Yep. Just couldn't score. Just so frustrating.
So frustrating.
So frustrating.
Maddening game to watch. I was texting you. I was just like, this game sucks. Like you're playing so well and you just can't win. And I love just texting you where it's just like go into another shootout and you just go awesome.
Yeah, great.
I think that's all you said was awesome.
Awesome. Well, the thing is like once it got to overtime, I just put the game on my phone on my knee on the sidelines of the CSU game. There's a video of me that I posted where I'm just it's a timeout, so my camera's off and I'm watching the game on my leg in the overtime, which again is such a fun thing to do. Games are so much more fun when you watch them in places you're not supposed to.
Supposed to? Yes, I agree. Like they're the best to watch when you're not supposed to be watching it, but you do. That's completely agree.
That is the stuff.
Agree. But yeah, I want to be I am upset they lost, but I can't critique them too much for anything else, man. They played so good in that game. So good.
They got to get Jake Ottinger out of their head.
Yeah.
You've scored on him 9 times so far this season. In 3 games, you're averaging 3 goals a night against him. It shouldn't be this much of a thing because I almost think that against Dallas, it's becoming a mental thing with them where Dallas is just always going to have that edge in a playoff series where the Avs have to overcome them and not the other way around.
Yep. You nailed it around the head. You can outplay them, but until they slay that demon, it's very similar to the Caps and Penguins. It
is identical to the Caps and Penguins, other than the fact the Stars don't win the Cup.
Yeah.
But you had these same games in 2017 where the Caps would outshoot them by 30 and they would lose 5-2. It was the most maddening rivalry I've ever seen. The Caps would outplay them constantly. Did not matter at all. And until you slay that demon, you're going to be stuck. And that's the thing is okay, you get past that roadblock of Dallas in the second round. That's only halfway up the mountain. You still got 2 rounds left to play. That's the standard. Dallas's standard might be beating the Avs because they don't do anything after that. But for the Avs, the standard has to be to win. It can't just be, well, we beat Dallas. We're happy with that because
it is just one of those ones. It is kind of funny that just the one time they've been out of the second round in this era, they won the Cup. So it's if you get out of the second round,
historically works well.
Yeah.
You go back to the Capitals as well when they had this same problem with Pittsburgh and not being able to beat them. The second they did and got out of the second round, they went and won. So historically, you just got to slay the demon and you're going to be fine.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, do I think the Avs could beat Minnesota in a first round matchup? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to face them in a first round. I actually do think the Avs win that series. I'm not worried about them.
I think the Avs win that in probably 6 games. I think it's a very close, nasty series where Dallas is going up against San Jose, which good team, but they do not have that edge, that playoff edge to them.
That's the whole thing.
It's Macklin Celebrini and friends going up against a juggernaut where the Avs or the Stars are going to have to go to war with Minnesota because if you don't show up against Minnesota, you're going to lose.
Correct. Right. That's the thing is I do think the Avs are favored. It's just you want to avoid. You don't get a bye in the playoffs, but if you match up against Seattle or San Jose, it's easier, and you don't have to worry about getting you're gonna have to murder each other against.
Because there is an argument to be made that playing a tougher opponent in the first round gets you ready for the second round, and you're more ready to go versus if you have an easier first round opponent. I think there's merit to that, but there is also the wear and tear where you see a team like Dallas several times. They have a tough first round series. Then they play the Avs and then they go to the third round and they don't have anything left at that point. Because if you can get through a first round relatively healthy and then have a tough second round, if you're able to win that, you're way better set up for the next 2 rounds.
Well, and the underestimated part about that 22 run is just that they swept 2 teams. They had so much time off, and there were very little.
Imagine if they went even 5 with both Nashville and Edmonton. The injuries that piled up already on that team in just the 20 games that they played.
Yeah, they were lucky because when Kadri broke his thumb in Game 3 against Edmonton.
Yes.
So granted, he came back for Game 3 against Tampa Bay. Or was it Game 4?
It was Game 4.
Game 4. like you got the benefit of he just got to rehab for 2 weeks straight and was able to come out and play. Like you do forget they had all that time off and they lost Gerard, broken sternum. Val had a broken foot in game six.
Val broke his foot. Berkey broke his thumb or his finger. He broke his hand. Kemper had one working eye. Cogliano was just always hurt.
Yeah, broken thumb. Kadri broken thumb. Like even though they like went 16-4, they had an insane amount of injuries, and that's just credit to how depth like.
That's how the playoffs work. You get through a playoff series and guys come out like dead.
Yeah. So it is one of those ones too where it's like, yes, I want to see the Avs fully healthy, but I do think that if they do have an injury happen in the playoffs, I do trust a guy like Gavin Brindley or Bardakov to go out there and be not like a game-changing factor, but they'll go out there and they won't be a net negative.
Yeah. It's just like you are relying a lot on those guys right now.
Which I don't think is fair to either of them. I don't think it's fair to either. They're both young players. This is a very veteran-based team. They need to get everyone back. But if those guys do have to come in and have to play 6 minutes, I do feel pretty good that they're going to go out there and not fuck it up.
Yeah. Because again, like you call up Ivan for this game. I didn't like Bardakov just had some bad plays in this game. He's had a good stretch recently, but I did not like his game in this. And just a kid like Brindley's too young for these kinds of games. Like I trust him to be able to be just a neutral performance in a game like this, but he's not going to bring you anything in a game where you really did need a depth goal in this game. Like once you can get those 4 guys back in the lineup and you can start to push other guys out, it is really going to help a lot. Because again, you look at the minutes that guys are playing in this game. Brock Nelson played almost 27 and a half minutes. He's so due, man. I loved Brock Nelson's game last night too. I thought he was great. Yeah, like that's just how Brock Nelson is. Like he's getting the chances, and now it's just his shooting percentage is coming down to earth. You know, maybe 40 goals was a little out of the picture, but this happens all the time with guys. They have shooting benders, and they're gonna just go a minute without goals. I'm not concerned about Brock Nelson at all, but McKinnon.
No, I think Bednar said it perfectly. Like when you're talking about guys, I'd be more concerned if he wasn't getting the chances he's getting. Like he's still affecting the game. He just can't finish right now.
Yeah, and that's the symptom of the whole team right now. McKinnon played 26-40. Natchez played almost 25 minutes. Kadri played over 20 minutes in the game. Like they need those guys back because Zakar Bardakov played 3.5 minutes. Everyone there on that fourth line played under 4 minutes in that game.
We know who's coming out of the lineup when people get healthy.
Like it could not be more apparent who is coming out. And like in Kiwi Ronson might get pushed out too, but he still played.
I thought Kiwi was really good last night.
He had a very good chance. He played 13 minutes in the game. Like Bednar has no beef with Yoel Kiwi Ronson, but you had a fourth line that doesn't get played right now. They played. Gavin Brindley had 8 shifts. Ivan had 7. Bardakov had 7. Like that is an entire line that's just not getting minutes.
Yeah. And like it's like I don't think any of those players are like bad. It's just when it's on the table and Jared Bednar needs to do anything, what have we seen from him? He will not play his fourth line.
No.
But the one time they won, he had a fourth line that was actually very effective.
Yeah.
So he needs a fourth line that's effective. And if you tell me my fourth line is going to be Parker Kelly, Jack Drury, and Logan O'Connor, I think we're going to see that line a lot.
Yeah. Because that's a line you can rely on. And like, because even right now, you are relying on Jack Drury to score in big moments. And he's shown like he can score. He's just relying on him to do it's probably just not going to work out very well. Right. And Parker Kelly's coming down to earth, and you need these guys back.
Parker Kelly was a fucking warrior last night. he got the shit kicked out of him in that game. He was a warrior.
That's what I mean. Like you push that guy down in the lineup and have that fourth line menace out there for you. Such a big addition to this team.
And I think the best thing about Jack Drury, and I don't think it's a slight to say him, he's a middle tier third line center, maybe bottom tier third line center. He is one of the best fourth line centers in the league. Yeah,
that's why we made the moves that we did.
Yeah,
we haven't even had Kadri and Landeskog on the ice at the same time yet.
Yep.
Like we've had to delay that another week and a half, and it's unfortunate, but that's how it's been. Lehkonen got hurt like almost immediately. Landeskog got hurt against Dallas. Colton got hurt as well. LOC's been out the whole year. It's frustrating that they couldn't find a way to win that game. But if they do have those guys back, we're going to be in good shape. And again, we are too far into the season now to say that Gabe Landeskog is not important. Like we've already talked about it. He is apparently the most important guy on the entire team.
Yep. It's not even a question. Like here's the thing. This is crazy. I was just about to say, like, the Avs could maybe win a cup if McKinnon's out, but no, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, if Landeskog is healthy, this team's winning the cup. I don't think that's crazy to say.
Yeah. Like, not at all. Like, again, they win when he's in the lineup, and when he's not, they are generally losing.
And what a shocker. They haven't won a cup since he hasn't played. Like,
yeah,
that playoff series last year, we saw like the burst from him, but he hadn't played hockey in 3 years. Like it was unfair to say he was the most important player. But this year, it's not even a question. He is the most important player. He needs to be in the lineup no matter what. Cale Makar, don't hit any slap shots into his nuts, man.
Please stop hurting.
He hit Brock Nelson again last night. Like Nelson's wore a couple from Cale.
Like this is the trade-off we're getting for him finally being able to hit the net and score on the power play. Is sometimes he shoots it too well and hits a guy in the back of the knee.
Yep, right in the nuts, or right in the nuts. Let's just get Gabe like a steel plate between his legs right there.
Yeah,
like just
can we just like put him in like armor or something? Like is that
just out there like full on golden at night?
Right, like I feel like that should be fair at this point.
It's just. I actually would love to see that. Like it was just, we need it, man. And I'm excited for the captain to be back, hopefully tomorrow. Should we preview those games coming up this weekend? Because we'll probably be back Sunday after the Caps game.
Most likely, yeah.
So let's preview the Chicago game. Last time I checked before we started recording, Chicago was beating Minnesota 2-1. I don't know if that's still the score.
That went final at 2-1 for Chicago.
2-1. Well, so Chicago beats Minnesota. God damn it, I really wanted Minnesota to win that game. So then Saturday, maybe spin zone. We look at it. They lost that game. Now they're going to come out extra pissed to beat Dallas on Saturday.
Yes.
Spin zone it in my head. Chicago's going to be on the second half of back-to-back. The Avs are going to get some bodies back in. I think that's going to be a tremendous help. I think if they play the way they played against Dallas, they should beat Chicago 5-2.
Yes, they should be winning this game. Like, there's really no excuse you can accept to not get 2 points here. You dropped them against Winnipeg by just kind of no-showing. Pittsburgh was embarrassing, and Dallas was frustrating. You have to win this game. There's no excuse. Chicago's at the bottom of the division. They're on the second half of a back-to-back with travel because they're playing in Minnesota and then coming home. You have to win this game. You have to. These are the points that you cannot drop more than anything. Because again, like if they don't win the division, I'm not going to look at the Dallas games. I'm going to look at Winnipeg, and if they don't win this game against Chicago, you have to.
If they don't win this one, I'm packing it up. They aren't winning the division.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's crazy to say. If they can't beat Chicago on the second half of back-to-back after 3 straight losses, pack it up. You're not winning the division.
You have to, and you have to beat Washington coming up after that. Like I just said, with all these games coming up, not a lot of excuses to be dropping them.
No. Washington, Cole Hudson looked pretty good.
Oh boy. He looks so good.
His tape job was atrocious though. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Like
that thing was weird, but
how soon do we start asking the question like who's better hockey family in America, the Hudsons or the Hugheses?
When the Hudsons win goal.
Score a golden goal.
Yeah.
that is time.
There's still time. I mean, you think about it, the Hugheses, the Hudsons, and the
Chucks.
The Kachucks. Like, there's a lot of strong.
What? Because Lane's a defenseman. Is Cole a defenseman?
Cole's a defenseman, yeah.
And then the other brother, I think, is also named Luke.
I think.
And he's a defenseman, so they just bred defensemen.
Yeah.
And all three of them play the exact same way.
And my favorite part about Cole Hudson is he wears number 44 because it is the strangest sight in the world for me to see a number 44 on the Washington Capitals spin zoning people to death because that used to be Brooks Orpik.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not Brooks Orpik doing it.
Yeah.
But the Caps they're done. They aren't going to make the playoffs, which is, I think.
We'll see the magic of Cole Hudson.
Yeah, maybe. They're more than likely done. over the past couple of years, I think we both can agree. We've watched a lot of Caps games. We watched a lot of Avs games. The Avs are the Caps' worst nightmare matchup-wise because the Avs are speed, they're fast. The Caps aren't that. And the Avs should win this game comfortably. I'm going to give – is it going to be Thompson, you would imagine?
Yeah.
I think Thompson's a good goalie. I think the Avs win 4-1. I think it's 2-1 going into the third period because Logan Thompson stands on his head, but the Avs get an empty netter to make it 2 empty netters to make it 4-1.
Because even when the Avs are struggling, they can generally beat Washington because, again, matchup-wise, they are an absolute nightmare for them. Nathan McKinnon loves playing the Capitals because they have no answer for him. And the Capitals, they're fine right now. They're trading off wins and losses right now towards the end of the season. They win one, they lose one, they win one, they lose one. They beat Ottawa 4-1 last night. They'll play New Jersey before this game on Friday. And this game against the Avs, it's a 10:30 game, but they both suck in matinee games. So we'll see how that goes. I think the Avs win this game, I would say. Probably 5-2 again. I think the last game was 5-2 against them. We're like, there's
that was Martin Luther King Day?
Yeah, that's the game I was at. But
yeah. I had to work.
Yeah.
I had to work, sadly. But I do think the Avs are going to come out and win these 2 games before we come back on. I think we're going to come on here. Hopefully the Avs have gotten 4 points. The Stars lose to either Vegas or Minnesota. I think it's a little irrational to expect them to lose both. But hopefully we're talking about it's a 4-point division lead.
Yeah, that would certainly be nice. And the Avs with one more win will hit 100 points. It could be perfectly in the realm of possibility that the next time we're here, the Avs have clinched the playoff spot.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised. I will say they already took out next year's deposit for tickets because the playoff tickets go on sale here very soon.
Yes.
So we'll have to wait and see. But we'll be back Sunday to recap those 2. And we did have some other stuff in the NHL popped up before we wrap up this show.
Yes. Do you want to lead us into that, or let's do
Draisaitl first. So Leon Draisaitl out for the remainder of the regular season. It sounds like he's going to be able to play in the playoffs. And the first thing I texted you was once you texted me that Draisaitl was out was thank God they're in the Pacific Division, because I think you would be like freaking out if they were in like a serious chance of missing the playoffs. They're fine. Like they could still very much win the division and get home ice all the way to the Western Conference Final without Draisaitl in the regular season.
Yeah, they are currently in the worst division we have ever seen right now, where they have 77 points. So they are currently ahead of Vegas. Vegas has the game in hand right now, and they are only 1 point back of Anaheim. Anaheim with a game in hand. The Oilers, even with how inconsistent and sometimes outright bad that they've been, can still win this division without Draisaitl. They're down 3-0 to Florida right now in second intermission, but Vegas is also down 3-0 right now to Utah at the moment because these are apparently the contenders in the Pacific.
Yep. That's why I'm saying there's no way Vegas beats Dallas. No way.
Yeah. I don't know. Vegas can be weird sometimes.
They'll lose in a shootout. That's how Vegas will lose because that's just how they always lose. But yeah, with Draisaitl being out, if you're an Oilers fan, it sucks. Honestly, in a weird way, probably a good thing that he's going to be able to rest for a month before the playoffs because the Oilers are making the playoffs. They're not going to miss the playoffs. They just aren't. Right? This seems like a big deal. It's really not because so bad.
I don't know. Like we're saying, they're not far out from the division lead. They're not that far in the playoffs as well. Yeah, they are 6 points up on Seattle and LA at the moment. That's not a guarantee, especially because Draisaitl is contributing on 41% of their goals this year. And if they're not,
McDavid, Hyman's back. I don't think that they may not win the division, but they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to make the playoffs. You think about this rationally. If Draisaitl's not 100% going into the playoffs, it's better to just they get third in the Pacific and play Vegas or Anaheim in round 1. Does it really matter for them? None of these teams are good.
No. It actually would probably be better if you finish third. Yeah.
It's they fell to the first wild card and they still have to play either Anaheim or Vegas in round 1. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So yeah, bummer about Draisaitl, but he'll be back. So it's not like if they said season ending where he's not going to be back for the playoffs, I think it'd be a bigger story. But he's going to be back for game 1.
Yeah,
they don't even need to worry. They'll be good. They'll be good. Other news. I wanted to touch upon this because I wanted to hear your opinion on it. The whole Jack Hughes wanting the puck back for his golden goal. I just found it to be a very funny back and forth. I don't think Jack Hughes meant like malicious things behind it, because selfishly, if I was the one who scored that goal, I'd want that puck too. Selfishly, as a human being, like I'd want that for my own personal showcase. But also, it's the Hockey Hall of Fame. It also is kind of meaner for the fact that it's on display in Toronto, Canada, with Team USA beating Canada. So I can kind of see both sides. I wanted to see what you had to think about it.
I didn't see a ton of this. I'd kind of just like scrolled past it in the moment, but it was also just like, well, no one's ever gotten the puck before. I don't know why it would be different this time. It just felt like kind of a weird complaint to even have in the first place, because like, well, that's where all the other like historic puck go. It just felt weird for it to not be like, oh, I'm honored that play I made, that goal I made is in the Hall of Fame. Like, no, I want it. Like, it
was a very unhockey like play.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, because you wouldn't. It just felt like everyone would be like, "Oh, I'm just so honored that's there." It just felt like such a departure from what we're used to. Be like, I want that.
Yeah, but again, as a human being, I see Jack Hughes being like,
I get
that's
it.
probably going to be the biggest moment of his career. You want that moment. You want that moment with it.
I have my Emmy sitting right here. If that was like in a library somewhere, I'd be like, what the fuck? I want that.
Like, more than likely, Jack Hughes, unless things turn around, that's going to be the biggest moment of his career. I can see why he wants it.
There is literally, unless he scores a Game 7 Stanley Cup winner, even then, arguable this is bigger.
Yeah. Like, I'm very, like, I get it, but also it's just like, yeah, dude, it's even funnier that it's on display in Toronto, in Canada.
You got to go look at that.
They have to go look at it. It's so funny. So I saw both sides. I just wanted to see what you had to say about it, because it's I wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy being like, yeah, I see both sides, man. Like,
I see both sides. It just felt like kind of a weird thing to complain about.
Yeah, weird thing, but also the Devils aren't having a great year, so kind of makes sense. So let's move on to the juicy part. Tell me the Gary Bettman stuff, because I've been waiting 52 minutes to talk about this.
Yeah, the Gary Bettman stuff. So again, there was I forget exactly. It was like the general managers meetings happened on Wednesday, and like everything, Gary Bettman just says that nothing is ever wrong. You know, the playoff format gets brought up. His exact quote when asked about the playoff format, he says that he is more than comfortable. It gives us a sensational first round, probably the best playoff first round in any sport. We get more games and longer series as a result of the format. And you can always pick at certain situations in any given year and say, well, I'd like it to be different that year. But if you look at the body of work that our playoffs represent over time, what we have now works extraordinarily well. So what he's saying is, not only is there not a problem, it's actually the best possible thing that they could be doing.
Insane. This is an insane thing. When did this playoff format start? Was it 2013?
It was 2014. It was the year the Kings won their second cup.
Has there been 1 year in the playoffs since then where it's been like, yeah, this actually kind of works?
No.
There's
it's been a mess outright from like year one.
Every single time. Like it's the stupidest playoff format. And I hate to sympathize with Minnesota Wild fans, because the Avs were in this position last year where they're the third place team and they're fifth in the standings still, fifth or sixth. And they're going to have to go on the road for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Yeah,
we said that going into the Dallas series all last year. Even if the Avs won, it is an injustice for one of those teams to be going home in the first round. Even look at the Avs in Winnipeg a couple of years ago. No reason for those teams to be matching up in the first round. There will never be a worse year than 2017, however.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, that was the year the Caps lost to the Penguins in 6. And weren't the Ottawa Senators like the 7th seed, but they had home ice for like the first 2 rounds?
That's not even the worst. They avoided the worst case scenario in the first round, because for most of that year, the Rangers had more points than the Habs. So it finished with the Habs with 1 more point. So you could justify them having home ice. But we were 1 win away from the Rangers having more points than the Montreal Canadiens in the first round and having to start on the road. But that's what they had to do in the second round because they beat Montreal in the first round. And the Ottawa Senators, who were the 6th seed, had 98 points. The Rangers had 102, and the Senators hosted that series. And also, by the way, the Capitals, 118 points. The Penguins, 111 points. The Blue Jackets, 108 points. Ottawa, 98. Boston, 95. All of the top 3 seeds were in the Metro. Columbus loses in 5 in the first round. The Penguins and the Capitals play in round 2. The Penguins go to the Eastern Conference Final. The Senators have to play a team that was tied for the 8 seed, got it on a tiebreaker for the 7 seed, beat them in 6 games, and then played the Rangers, who were a wild card team, also had more points than them and beat them, and had to play the Penguins, who had a significantly tougher path there.
Yep.
And the Penguins
went through 2 wars.
They had 2 wars. I mean, they dominated the Blue Jackets, but point being is that is inconceivable that is at all a thing.
It's every year, and Minnesota's gotten screwed by it a couple times because the year the Avs won the Cup, they were very good. I want to say they finished top 5 in the league standings too, and they had to face St. Louis in the first round.
I will look that up again.
I want to say they finished with 105 points. I want to say.
Well, yeah, the Wild had 113 points. The Blues had 109. So the Wild had more points than Calgary, Edmonton. They were the 2nd seed in the West, and they had to play the 4 seed, basically.
Yeah. So Minnesota's gotten screwed by it a couple times. Avs got screwed by it last year. It's just the dumbest playoff format. And the fact that Gary Bettman, the GMs aren't complaining about this is insane to me. And the owners. I don't give a fuck about the first round being competitive. I don't give a fuck. I want to see
the first round is going to be competitive anyway. They're all playoff teams.
Yeah. I want to see the best teams match up. I don't want to see Minnesota, Dallas in the first round. I just don't want to. That's not fair to either of those teams. Or even if it's the Avs, Minnesota. That's insane to have those 2 teams play in the first fucking round. 2 of the top 6 teams in the league are going to be out in the first 2 rounds.
It's just he acts like we're crazy for thinking this is at all a bad thing, because he has another quote saying that when he was talking about that the system is unfair to teams at the top of the league, saying, well, if you look at the races for the playoffs, I think it's virtually impossible to say that the regular season has no meaning. To the contrary, every game counts. Going to 84 games next year, what that really does is balance off.
I forgot we're doing that.
Every team will play every other team twice home and twice away, which I think is good. So we're not doing any rotation within the division. It also has just nothing to do with anything with it being unfair. He just avoided the question entirely. But he also said it's about us presenting a terrific game to our fans. And I don't think there's any debate that what we've been doing under the current format does that.
Yeah, I got to give Gary Bettman credit as a lawyer. He avoided those questions.
I mean, the NHL does everything perfectly. There's no room for improvement at all. They got it on day one. Perfect product, according to Gary Bettman, when he's presenting this to fans. It is crazy.
Insane. It's just, I don't give a fuck if the first round is good. I want the best teams playing each other. And
you cannot justify to me Dallas or Colorado playing Minnesota, the 3 seed, in round 1.
Yeah.
The 2 and 3 seed playing off rip. That is fucking crazy. When the Pacific is this bad right now, where the Avs are going to play the 8 seed, or the Stars are going to play the 8 seed anyway. Whoever gets second should be playing probably Edmonton or Anaheim or Vegas in round 1, not Minnesota. But the thing is that's not just a guaranteed win. We're not saying we want it for guaranteed wins. Those are going to be competitive series anyway, because all these teams made the playoffs and all of them are good. But I think the problem is that the NHL is not confident enough in their own product for people to pay attention past the first round. And they are trying to maximize all of that attention into one round at once, because they've seen that the ratings drop off in the second, third round. I wonder why that is, but they don't have enough confidence. They don't have enough confidence in their own product for people to watch the conference finals.
And what did he said something in that comment about the regular season means a lot. No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean shit to a team like Minnesota, who's having a great regular season. They're fucked either way.
The regular season has not meant anything to Minnesota in 4 months.
Yeah, it means nothing. They're going to make playoffs, but they're fucked. What's the point? They're going on the road.
Bill Guerin Like we're critical of Bill Guerin. He is the general manager of the Wild. He is completely right when he says that like they're getting screwed by this right now. And it's a crazy year, but they're having to play a top 2 seed in the first round, even though they are like a top 5 team in the league.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. And I do love, like, because we're crazy fans. Like we're the most biased of biased I can get. But like when I look at like the Avs reporters, like the guy like a guy like Evan, who is like a pros pro, being like, it's a crime that one of these two teams won't make it to the Western Conference Final. That's all I need to know, because Evan's a professional journalist. He's the pros pro. And you see all the Avs reporters saying the same thing. You see Megan saying it. You see Jesse saying it. You see Arif saying it. Those are pros of journalists. And they're all saying the same thing as us crazy fans.
The only person I've ever seen defended is Frank Cervalli, which tells you most of what you need to know about this situation. Everyone else I've seen who's not an active insider is like, this is ridiculous. This is beyond ridiculous. I am willing to accept the compromise that the division winners get the top 2 seeds. Still not perfect. Obviously, this season, it still would not be perfect because the Avs are 20 points ahead of Anaheim, and so are Dallas and Minnesota. I do agree that the regular season has to mean something. And that when you go to a 1-8, when you're like a 3 seed, there's not a ton of tension in there all that much. I do think divisions should mean something in the regular season. But this format is completely unsustainable. Players hate it. Fans hate it. Reporters hate it. The owners don't like it either. And I don't understand this. It's such a weird hill to die on. Like, why is this your hill that you are going to plant your feet into the ground until you're out?
Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. But Gary Bettman, like, it had been a minute since we've gotten to complain about Gary Bettman, so I'm glad he did this for us.
Yeah. But that wasn't even it. Did you see the stuff with like goalie interference as well?
I tuned that part out because
baby, you are gonna love this. So apparently, in the GM meetings, goalie interference was a very touchy subject that Bettman got very, very defensive about. So here is the first quote we have saying from Gary Bettman: "I think hockey operations does a sensational job with video review. And much like supplemental discipline, everyone is going to have an opinion. And when there's a lot of close calls, it comes down to a judgment call. There are certain things about our game where you cannot get 100% certainty to everybody's satisfaction. But again, if you look at the body of work, I think our video replay system not only has been a leader among the sports leagues because all the other systems are modeled on ours, and it has held up extraordinarily well. Yeah, you're going to get calls that some people disagree with, but that's the way it goes. That's the beauty of the sport. You are telling me that the fucking commissioner just said that's the way it goes. When it comes to a rule, that's the way it goes. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, it kind of makes sense why like the goaltender interference makes no sense when the commissioner is saying stuff that doesn't make sense.
You know what I mean? Would help iron out a lot of the confusion around goalie interference. Also, the fact that he's fine with it being a judgment call.
Insane.
Have a standard. Define the rule. It's the fact that nobody knows what goalie interference is. And you're like, well, I think our replay system is great. That's not the point. The fact is nobody knows what the call is. It's like you can't even get mad at goalie interference at a certain point because you don't even know what it is. Sometimes it leads to Nathan McKinnon getting thrown out of the game. Sometimes, like last year, it leads to Scott Wedgwood getting hurt for 3 weeks, but the goal counts.
Yeah.
Because there's no fucking standard for it. But the commissioner, who's retiring in a couple of years, could not be fucking bothered to fix any of this.
Did you say he's retiring in a couple of years?
Eventually. It might be next year. It might be in 5, but like he's closer to the end than he is to the beginning. But like he doesn't fucking care. Like
we all closer to the end than the beginning.
These days we might be, but like with him, he's not going to fix anything. That takes effort. He's old. He doesn't want to do anything.
He's going to expand the league to 34, get the owners a couple more billion in their pockets, and call it good.
Yeah, it's just, and apparently there was sources inside the room saying that this got like very testy as well, and so did when it came to headshots and the standard on headshots. Apparently it was Eric Tulsky, the general manager, of the Hurricanes who got Gary Bettman mad when he said the standard had slipped on headshots, and that Gary Bettman retorted that it was Tulski's team owner, Tom Dundon, who was making him bring that up. This is the commissioner of the NHL at a GM meeting, and this sounds like a high school drama argument. Say, oh, your owner is forcing you to bring that up.
But
what are you, a child? Like what are we talking about?
Gary Bettman works for Tom Dundon.
Yeah, that's your boss, bro.
Yeah. Like that's the commissioner is he works for the owners. The owners paying his salary.
That's such a lawyer deflection to be like, well, your owner is forcing you to push this agenda on us in our meeting that we dare protect our players in the NHL.
Have the Hurricanes had that many headshots?
Was that?
Have the Hurricanes had that many headshots?
Someone posted a thing, like a compilation of them getting elbowed, but like regardless, yeah, the standard on headshots has slipped tremendously over the last couple of years because they've stopped even pretending that they care about player safety. Also, did we ever even talk about Austin Matthews on here? I don't think we maybe we did for a second, but like I don't think we talked about the fact that Gudas only got 5 games for that.
Insane.
Turned into a whole thing. McDavid had to McDavid put out a statement as well. His agent put out a statement as well. And we actually got Peros facing the media. I don't think I've ever heard this guy speak.
Nope.
Like not the last time I saw him in anything was his what was his shirt line, like gentleman's hockey or whatever, that was basically just encouraging like people fighting and being dirty because he was a goon in the NHL. But I can try to find his exact thing.
No, I mean, it's like if Nazem Kadri did that, Nazem Kadri suspended, 20 games?
Yeah.
I do love the fact that we can defend Naz again.
Again, I'm just reading quotes over the last 20 minutes. But from George Peros responding to Connor McDavid's call for an examination of the suspension process, quote is, "We sweat over these decisions and pore over these decisions every night all season long. We have a process in place that's consistent, and we have a team that works for me and together with me that evaluates all these plays." Keep in mind, I'm halfway through. He has not said anything yet.
No.
This is absolute word salad. A very experienced team, a veteran team.
Okay.
Guys that have been there since the beginning of the department, not to mention all the former players that have a large set of experiences playing NHL games and accolades. I'm almost done, by the way. We still have not gotten to the fucking point. Some of the best guys that have played the game work for this department, help make decisions. So our process, I feel very confident in. We've got great guys who make these decisions, and I think the players should be confident in this team to do so. That's the fucking quote. That's it.
If you told me that was an AI-generated quote, I think I believe you.
It might have been.
Like he put in a prompt in the chat GPT, and he's like, talk about how good the guys are.
All he talked about is we have people that work here, and we have a standard that we follow, and sometimes we make decisions. That is his defense.
Don't forget the great guys part.
Don't forget the great guys part. That is his defense of the Department of Player Safety. This is the fakest job in the country, in the continent. They have suspended 6 people this season. Mikko Rantanen does not count because that was an automatic suspension. They have only suspended 6 people, and it took until December for the first one.
How is the play that Malkin gets suspended the same amount of games as Gudas? Where like Malkin's was dangerous, but like Gudas literally could have.
The thing is, like, I agree, Malkin should have gotten 5 games for that. That was a dangerous play and should have been 5 games, which is a hefty suspension for the Department of Player Safety. For Radko Gudas to end Austin Matthews' season with a knee-on-knee hit and get 5 games as a repeat offender, doesn't even get an in-person hearing or a Zoom hearing, a phone hearing, and they gave him the maximum of 5 games. It goes to show like how little the league cares. Like every quote I have just read, you can just break it all down to "we don't care." You can replace everything I just said with "we don't care." Because they don't. Gary Bettman doesn't care about fixing the playoff system. Gary Bettman does not care about goalie interference. Gary Bettman does not care about headshots. You know who else doesn't care about headshots? The head of the Department of Player Safety in George Peros, who that whole quote is, "I think I'm doing a great job."
Yeah. And here's the thing. We can all agree there's going to be probably as many suspensions in the playoffs as there were in the regular season.
Maybe. if there are any. They're not interested in suspending people right now. There is no standard across this entire league to do anything right because Gary Bettman does not care. And when the commissioner does not care, why would anyone else care about doing their job? If I'm George Peros, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be going on sabbaticals all the time. I'd be in Maui and Cabo. I'd be traveling the world right now as the head of Department of Player Safety. What is your job even? You get to look at a clip on your phone and be like, I don't think so. Give them a fine for that one. I'll have my team of great people decide this for me.
The worst part about it, and we can get it to there. Where's Austin Matthews playing next year?
Yeah, we can say that for the offseason, but he might have played his last game as a Maple Leaf.
But insane response from his teammates to not do anything.
Like if we've seen the Maple Leafs die like 20 times, that was the burial of this team.
Dead.
That they are so unbelievably dead. Yeah. But also, he just had surgery and he's out for 12 weeks. And the proportionate response from the Department of Player Safety for a blatant knee-on-knee hit that ended a star player's season, 5 games.
5 games.
That's it. 5 games.
Shrug your shoulders, man.
You shrug your shoulders because they cannot make it any more clear. They don't care.
Yeah.
It's almost not even worth the energy I'm putting in to get mad. They don't care. They're not going to fix anything. I get mad about shootouts. Those are going to be in place for 50 more years. They're not going anywhere. We're not even making progress on goalie interference or the playoff system. Shootouts. That's going nowhere because nothing is ever going to get done in this league because the people at the top do not care about the overall product. They care about the fact that they make a lot of money and that they're going to bring in another expansion team probably at some point that's going to bring in another couple $1 billion, more TV deals, merchandise, more gambling ads, more advertisements on the jerseys. They don't care about actually improving the overall product of the sport. They care about the number line going up, and they're doing a great job of that. So who am I to say anything? There's nothing wrong with the league, right? Everything's fine.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. No, I'm kidding. But let's do we have any mailbags to wrap up the show?
Yeah, let's take a look at some mailbags. I don't even know if we do. I haven't even looked. But yeah, we got 2 mailbags here. Right. We've got one from our boy Robin saying, "Hey boys, quick question. With the Stars now only 3 points back, this is a couple days ago, and coming into Denver Wednesday, should we be raising the DEFCON level about the Avs' habit of turning it on in the third period, or is that just the confidence of a team that knows they can flip the switch? Because against teams with elite goaltending, waiting until the third period feels like playing with fire. And in that Jets game, where the Avs looked flat early, did Bednar maybe miss a chance to inject some energy by giving Brindley a few more minutes?"
I mean, that Jets game was a lost cause. I mean, I don't think Hellbuck was phenomenal in that game. The Avs played like shit. I didn't think Hellbuck made spectacular saves like Ottinger did last night. The Avs just looked like shit. I do think they needed to. Yeah, they needed to mix it up. I would have liked to see Brindley get some more shifts, but also Brindley hasn't done a lot with what he's been given. So it's kind of hard.
I love Gavin Brindley, but he's just not there yet.
Yeah, he's not there yet. So that's okay.
He's still got work to do in terms of his development, but that's fine. It's what you expect out of an undersized 21-year-old. And yeah, that was a game where the Avs, they needed Gabe Landeskog because they weren't ready to play, and then they needed an adult.
Yep. They needed an adult. Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I just think that the Avs play in a weird way. They play up to their competition. They'll play their best against some of the best teams, but they also play down to their competition. It's been a problem for a long time.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams can be guilty of that at certain points. I think the main thing I need to see from this team is just a little more killer instinct late in the season. And I'm sure they're going to get it once Gabe comes back because he fixes every problem on this team. But I would just like to see a little more, I don't know, it feels weird to say intensity for Nathan McKinnon, but there's sometimes it just feels like he's not as locked in as he should be in some of these games. And just you'd want to see more of just that level of play from the Avs that you've seen multiple times this year that just show they're way better than everyone else. Just it feels like there are several times they take the foot off the gas, and I guess they just need Gabe to tell them to do it.
Sadly, this is what they need. But I'm not worried. DEFCON, for for them to turn it on. Like, I think they're going to be able to turn it on. I am worried that Dallas is going to catch them. Like,
you have to at this
they're
point.
2 points back.
2 points back.
Yeah, they're 2 points back. So that's my thought process on it.
Yeah. So we have our last one from Derek saying, I lost my shit during the Pens game. The Dallas game was solid hockey. That's what we should watch for 7 games at the Western Conference Final. Yeah, we wish. Don't wait with the Western Conference Final. Otter got the extra save, and we got beat one-on-one by Wyatt Johnson. What can you do? Special teams looked real good. As always, thanks for what you do and the great content. #Go Avs.
Derek's the man. Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. Like, it's hard to be upset with that Pittsburgh game. If we would have done an episode after that Pittsburgh game, like, it would have been completely different. Like, that game was one of the worst games they played. And then Dallas, I liked everything they did. They just couldn't finish.
Yeah.
Like,
which game is more frustrating? The Pittsburgh game for playing like shit, or the Dallas game where you did basically everything right, but you still couldn't win? If you reverse the roles, or maybe not reverse it, but if you had that game against Pittsburgh where you lost 2-1 in that exact fashion, I don't think anyone would really care.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that it was Dallas that now you're like, are they in their head? Are they able to beat Dallas and Jake Ottinger? Where, again, like, if the Avs had just won that shit. Also, we kind of let McKinnon and Natchez off the hook for those shootout attempts.
Oh, so bad.
Those were fucking terrible. Like, shootouts are fake results, but you got to try a little harder than that.
Yeah, it's just so funny to watch it because Natchez has been on fire with shootouts all year. And then you watch McKinnon have the game winner against Minnesota, and just those 2 attempts were pitiful.
And why did Val stop doing what was working? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, you had a move that
worked. It's unfair. Like, that's the crazy part about playing Dallas 3 times in the shootout is you've shown all your moves to Jake Ottinger now. They see them all.
We got 2 moves in our bag and nothing else. So it's like, well, shit. I hope we don't do it a 4th time.
Yeah, and like Wyatt Johnson had a perfect shot. Like, that was a great shot by him. Yeah. He lulled because Wedgwood's improved in the shootouts both times against Dallas as well. Like,
he's been good. Like, he topped 4 or 5 in the last 2 games against them. Like, you can't put anything in this game on Wedgwood, but I thought Natchez's attempt was awful, and I thought McKinnon's attempt was pathetic, dude. It's like, you can't even.
Did he even hit the net?
No, he missed.
Yeah, he missed.
Like, the game on the line, you can't get it on net, man.
Insane.
That one frustrated me, but again, like, it's a shootout. Where it would be funny if we have 4 shootouts against Dallas and we don't get a real result until the playoffs.
That's what's going to happen. I'm a bank. Put it in the bank.
My God, they're going to have like 5 overtimes, and they're going to go to like triple, quadruple overtime because there's no margins between these teams.
None.
You can argue the biggest margin is Dallas just has the mental advantage.
Yep. Sucks. But Derek, you're the man. We appreciate you as always, my friend.
Yep. Yes, we do. Again, thank you guys so much for the mailbags. As always, I'm going to check my bracket here and just see how bad it's gotten in the hour and a half we've been recording here. I don't think it can be much worse.
Yeah, BYU losing kind of screwed me over. But
yeah. Oh, man, dude. Earlier in the day, the first game was Ohio State and TCU. And I was rooting for TCU, obviously, you being a Michigan fan, everything. And got to the end of that game, sweated it out because I had picked TCU to win that game. They won. So happy because I want to win the first game just so I can have the perfect bracket at some point. I checked my bracket. I don't know when I did this, but I picked Ohio State. Yeah. And what I think happened is, like, I just was looking at my brackets last night before they locked. And in my like half asleep days, I must have just picked Ohio State because the entire game I was certain I had chosen TCU. Yeah. And I was like, they're going to blow the lead. I was literally like, at the end of the game, be like, go. I'm so happy. And I checked. I was like, oh, I picked Ohio State.
Yeah.
I felt like
that was me with Hofstra. I picked Hofstra. We were talking before. I picked Hofstra.
So. Hofstra could win.
We'll see. But March Madness, best time of the year. I love it. And I don't think I have anything else, man. I think we're ready to wrap this one up.
No, we should be ready to wrap this one up here. I did get VCU right. Felt good about that. You got to get one upset right.
Yep.
That you can walk away with something.
Yeah. But Michigan's win the national championship, so that's all I care about.
All I know is, like, I picked Akron to win tomorrow, and I'm so sorry, Akron. Yeah. I'm so sorry. That is not going to work for you.
No. So we'll see. But we'll be back.
St. Louis is up by 17.
Yeah, I picked St. Louis. So I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, don't doubt Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, bro.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna go watch some more basketball during the night, but I don't think I have anything else, man.
No, I think we are ready to wrap this one up here. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. As always, if you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow me at GR Youngs. You can follow Christian at Christian_Belay, and you can follow the show at HockeyMTN Pod. But again, thank you all so very much for tuning in, and we will catch you all next time. But until then, let's go Avs. Eventually, we'll get there.